He shoots. He scores. And the crowd goes wild. Have you ever seen thousands of people packed into a stadium for a big game? Think about how the crowd watches intently, cheering and booing in response to every move of the players on the field or on the court. And when something remarkable happens, like that last-minute buzzer-beating shot, they erupt in elation, chanting your name. It's every kid's dream, right? Whether you're shooting imaginary game-winning shots in an empty gym, or wishing you were rich and famous, or growing up addicted to social media, watching your post rack up likes and comments for validation. It's always somehow about attention. We're wired to crave it. Think about this common theme in therapy. I want to be seen. I want to be heard. I want to be felt. But by who and how? What if I told you that you already have an audience that no stadium, no movie screen, no social media following could ever rival? Everything is watching you, above you, around you, below you, beyond you. Your soul commands an audience of millions and billions of creatures, and your whole world is actually just a stage. Perhaps you can't perceive the commentary because you can't see your audience. And that's because you're human and you're still in dunya. Our perception as human beings is actually very limited compared to the creation around us. Think about an eagle that can see 8 times better than us, meaning they could see a rabbit from 3 kilometers away. You have bees that can see an ultraviolet light, which means they can see patterns on flowers that we don't even know exist. You have cats that can see in light levels 6 times lower than what humans can even detect. And then you have sharks that can smell a single drop of blood in 25 gallons of water. What if we could see, smell, and hear like those creatures? And think about when the Prophet ﷺ says, when you listen to the crowing of the rooster, ask Allah for his favor as that rooster just saw an angel. And when you listen to the braying of the donkey, seek refuge in Allah from the shaitan, for that donkey has just seen a shaitan. He also said that all of these creatures hear the punishment of the grave except for us. Allah spares us out of mercy. I want you to think about how hard it is to function now when we hear the cries of the dying through our screens. Imagine if we could hear the cries of the actual dead from the cemeteries. Think about if we could hear our own family and friends who have passed away maybe shouting from their graves. We would be completely paralyzed. And that mercy of Allah isn't even just for the barzakh. Like, would we really be able to sit in a social setting if Allah increased our vision to be able to see the particles floating in the air every time someone sneezes, or the dust mites all around us crawling like insects? So Allah gives us the perfect senses to get to know Him and at perfect resolutions. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ said, "Usika an tastahi min Allah Ta'ala kama tastahi min al-rajul as-salih min qawmika." Be shy of Allah like you would from a righteous person from your people. You can see people, and you know how differently you would act if a righteous person was with you 24/7 watching you with a camera, or especially in physical presence. But Allah, who is greater than any righteous man, sees you all the time. And so as you think about the audience of your stage, don't forget the greatest of your unseen audience, Allah. Everyone else in the crowd should be connected back to Allah in order for them to matter to you. Now, what's on display in this great spectacle is not your body or your athletic abilities. It's your soul and what it inclines towards. In the crowd, there are angels that are watching you and cheering you on, alongside devils that are heckling you.